I'm Matthew White. I spent most of my life in Edmonton, Alberta. Right now I'm here at Alberta Film School. Film isn't something I've been interested in a long time, and kind of the technical side about how it works has been kind of a mystery for me, even though it's been a passion for so many years, and I was hoping this would be a great place to maybe get some of that insight, and if it goes particularly well while I'm here, I could maybe, look into this as something I do maybe as a career or even just a hobby for a long time. There's been a lot of films over the years that have really sucked me in and stuck with me for a long time. But if you want kind of like a big bang moment that really sucked me in, I'd say the closest thing was in middle school when I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time. I didn't really get that film and how you might typically describe it. I couldn't give, like a high school thematic analysis or whatever. Something about it was so kind of ethereal and otherworldly to me that I had to really stick with it and obsess with it for a long time. And that sort of spiraled into maybe some larger obsessions with Stanley Kubrick, other eras of film, and turned into a wider sense of cinephilia. I do think it is a little bit hard when you're starting out to really explore the creative side. You just want to make sure that maybe you know how to plug in a light before you can learn how to do incredible stuff with it. I think early on, especially with some of these interview assignments, I was definitely learned a lot about maybe some editing skills. There's lots of creative things you could do with B-rolls, lots of interesting camera modes that you could use to really get some funky shots. And I think some of those like maybe freewheeling type things where you're just sent out to get maybe some interview clips or some B-roll, and then there's very little guidance about how you're allowed to assemble them. Really interesting to explore all the cool stuff you can do. The projects that have helped the most kind of explore my creative side are these kind of interviews where we've done a whole bunch of them at this point, usually at least one a week, and they combine almost everything. Obviously you have to edit them, you have to shoot them. Almost like every time we learn a new skill, it's almost a matter of time before I have to learn to incorporate it in an interview of some kind. Usually during class I already start thinking about what I could ask people whenever the inevitable interview project comes. I'd had very little experience editing already. I think being able to sit in Premiere basically every day for hours on end trying to figure out the tools has made me much more comfortable, whereas now I could assemble things in a very basic way very quickly. So I'm glad that I've gotten that experience. With just a small cohort, I've been able to learn a lot about creativity by forcing myself to be economical. Usually when we're given a project, it's something all of us have to do in an hour or two period, and so suddenly I have to decide, okay, maybe certain things aren't worth getting. Maybe this slight camera shake in one shot can be fixed in Premiere. Being forced to work with other people who also have a lot of stuff to do has really turned that part of my brain on in a way that it's just never really been before.